Is our culture being invaded by Satanism? I've noticed that there's a lot of piercings and satanic stickers on cars, and also tattoos and jewelry. And here's a symbol. You'll notice the Islamic symbol up here of the God and Satan. We can change the world. See you in hell. If you look hard enough, you will see Satanism everywhere. Here are some satanic hand symbols. And notice the colored hair is becoming common along with tattoos and piercings. Now, this is satanic, and so is this. The difference is this means love in sign language. However, it could also be interpreted satanically as 666. And that's what they do in order to fool people. Now, when they go like this is the devil's head. And just about every famous person you know has used that symbol. Here are some piercings. Of course, this is a really far out guy, I guess. He's even got a dog collar on. He's got tattoos and he's got piercings all over the place. This is like the fakers who was part of the occult. They used to lay on a bed of nails in order to pay for their sin so they could go to heaven. That's work. And here's the skull and crossbones of the Skull and Bones secret society, of which both Presidents Bush and John F. Kerry are members of. The pirates were Masons, and that's why they use this symbol. It represents death. And remember, Satan brought death into the world by getting man to rebel against God. This society is part of the Illuminati. Here are a few of those pictures of famous people producing the satanic symbol with their hand. And this looks like he's in a church. Well, here's Bush again, showing that he is a Mason along with the president of Russia, Putin. And the ropes have the Illuminati compass and G. G stands for Gaia, the goddess of the earth. Or it could also be called it could be God. By that, I mean a pagan god. Now here's Putin again, giving the hands symbol. Now he doesn't do it as much as others, because I think he is trying to pretend to be the opposite of Obama. If you don't believe that Satanists use this symbol, here's Anta LaVey, the high priest of Satan in San Francisco, giving that same symbol. And here it is, illustrated. Devil's horns. And he was known as the horny one because sex is part of it. And that's one of the gods, the horned god. Now, so-called Christians are also involved in this. Here's Pat Robertson giving the same symbol. And he has given it more than once. And he is a known Mason. He was supported for president by Roy Rogers, who is also a Mason, and his wife is an Eastern Star. And they were supported by TBN, which has the same dove that is found with Aleister Crowley, the Satanist, his artwork of the dove coming down. Now, the true Holy Spirit should show the dove going up. Now, this is Rachel Ann Maddow, American television host, political commentator, and author. She's giving the satanic horns. She said she was gay and announced it when she was 17. Of course, gay is part of the Illuminati agenda, to bring in immorality and Satanism. Now, skulls are a very common part of this because Satan is known for bringing death into the world. And here's the satanic pentagram there, and a skull, and some kind of design. This is on the back of a woman. And here are some of those pagan designs. Notice the Celtic cross right here. This is a common so-called Christian symbol, but it's not. It's a pagan symbol. It represents Tammuz, the son of Nimrod of Babel. Here's the satanic Baphomet head of the bull. And a bull, of course, is Baal. That's 666. Ancient Egypt produced the 36th god, and the magic square of 36 added together, all numbers produce 666. And here is a see this design right here, tripart design right in the middle here. They claim that this represents the Trinity, especially if it's pointing up. But like the hand signal that shows love, you know, where they have love, and then they have the satanic one, that way they can fool people. And I've noticed that the Pope tends to use the one that represents love as a disguise for 666, which is a version of the satanic symbol. Now this appears on some of the New King James Bibles. I saw it on my friend who is a Catholic. He had it carved into his Bible in wood. And I looked at it and I said, I didn't tell him, but I said it looks like 666. That was the impression I got of it. And that's exactly what it does mean. It represents the Trinity of Satan. You see, Satan copies everything that God does, and so he creates his own Trinity of Father, Lucifer, Son, the Antichrist, and the unholy Spirit, the goddess, or Gaia, witchcraft. Now here is I have to move it up a little. This is a tattoo on this woman's lip. She wants to make sure that Satan accepts her. 666. What perversion would cause a person to do this? Now this is the kind of person that would murder people and commit all kinds of sin. But look at this. Here's the Pope, and this has been put all over the internet. It was when he visited the holy site of the Sermon on the Mount, and it's on CNN. And he has an upside-down cross. Now they say, well, that's satanic. And then there are many other apologists for the Illuminati say, oh no, you know, it's like that tripart design I just showed you just a moment ago. They claim, well, if it's right side up, you see it, then it's okay. You see, if this symbol is right side up like this, then it means God. But if it's upside down, you see, if it's upside down, pointing down, then that means it's satanic. But that's not true. That's just to fool people. In some cases, that would be true. Like I've mentioned the triangle elsewhere that shows that the triangle pointing up represents God, while the triangle pointing down represents Satan. And I said that's what the Star of David represents. Two triangles, the two trinities of Satan and God, battling each other over Jerusalem. Now this one here, notice what's on the back of this priest. This is a pagan symbol. That's a Celtic cross. And notice the hat he's wearing. And down the back, he has this draped down, and it was the same one that Nimrod wore. in ancient Babylon, representing Dagon, the fish god, or also known as Neptune, or Atlantis. It was named for Atlas, which was another name for Neptune. And this is a pagan symbol of it was used also by the Knights Templars as a rosy cross. And elsewhere I did some research on these circular designs, which also include crop circles, by the way. Now, Dagon was the god that I think it was the Canaanites had, and they stole the Ark of the Covenant, and Dagon kept falling down in front of it. Now, here's the Pope. Now, you realize that the Pope, I predicted that it would be a Jesuit Pope that would become the false prophet with the Antichrist in the last days. Now, here's Pope Francis giving the Satanic symbol along with another priest. And by the way, in Christianity there are no priests, because ever since Jesus died on the cross, he became our high priest, and any other priest is blasphemy. Notice the fancy cross here. That's a Rosicrucian. Rosicrucians are an offshoot of the Illuminati. They're one of the groups. And it represents Tammuz. There's no such thing as a rosy cross. You see, the cross was cursed. He was cursed. Sin was put on him. It was a curse to be crucified on a tree, and that's what the cross was. Now, notice the symbols on his collar here. Those are Knights Templar red crosses. The Knights Templars were founded by the Catholic Church as a Illuminati organization, which became the support of the secular Antichrist. And the Jesuits took up the false prophet movement, working together against each other, but also working together. And I believe that in the future, the Antichrist will assassinate the Pope and declare himself a god above all that is called God. And that's when the mark of the beast will be instituted, where you will have to blaspheme the Holy Spirit in order to receive it, and then you will be cursed for eternity. And by the way, the Knights Templars worship Baphomet. Now, they deny that and claim that they don't, but back in 1800s, they moved a Baphomet idol into one of the main Masonic headquarters in America, proving that Baphomet was around hundreds of years later, not just at the time of the Knights Templars when they were arrested by Philip IV. Now, this looks like a Christian symbol, but you'll notice the Eye of Horus from Egypt, which is another eye in the triangle representing the god 666, the sun god, and 666 was invented by the ancient Egyptians, probably by Akhenaten, the father of Tutankhamun. Now, he instituted the worship of the one true sun god, which was Lucifer, and in the last days he will be a descendant of these Nephilim, descendants from this sun god, and will declare himself above all other gods. Now, you'll notice the Holy Spirit here. This is the unholy spirit. This symbol was produced by Aleister Crowley in Pasadena. And by the way, the symbol on the dollar bill of the pyramid, they believe, actually came from Aleister Crowley's drawings, just like this one. And this symbol right here is also almost identical to the one on TBN's logo, and they support a lot of New Age theologians, false teachers. And there's, of course, the Knights Templar cross in black. There's probably a lot of symbolism hidden in this. Also, this dove does look, and when it's pointing down, it represents Satan, because the Christian one always points up. If you look this up on the internet. This is the central organization, and he was Crowley was a follower of Madame Blavatsky, of which Hitler and many other Satanists were part of and disciples of. Aleister Crowley, by the way, was the one who was trying to get all occult groups together, including the Illuminati and Satanic groups, under one roof. And that was what his Ordo Templi, whatever, was all about. I can't remember the exact name. Here's a woman with tattoos and a ring in her nose. Ho, ho, ho. I mean, isn't this horrible? Obviously, it's satanic. Now, what about this? Feminism.